Do I go company or do I go lease? So one of the questions I get a lot is from my students is, do I go company or do I go lease? That choice is up to you. What I will say is that you need to really think about that, and you have time to make the decision. So do as much research into the company side and the lease side that you can. That way you get a better idea. For the company side, I would look at, it's a lot less responsibility. Like, you're not having to pay a truck payment, you're not having to buy fuel, you're not going to have to have responsibilities like PMs, tires, stuff like that. So it's one of the differences on the company side is that we don't have the responsibilities that the lease does. Now, do we get days off? Yes, we do. So one of those myths that if you're a company guy, you can't take home time. You can take home time. One of the downsides to going company about the home time is that they really only would like us to take 4 days off. You can take longer than 4 days off. You work it out with your fleet manager. If you need like 5 days or 6 days, let them know. One of the things is, if you take off a longer period, if you're a company driver, you're going to have to bring your truck back and turn it in, because that truck's not going to be making any revenue and they're going to want it back. So that's one of the downsides. Some of the things you have to look at if you're going to want to take off more than that. So on the company side, they're going to tell you that each 1 week you run, you earn 1 day off. I've never had them tell me that I'm taking too much time off, and I used to go home every month for 4 days. So I've never had them complain that I was taking too much time off. And there's 4 months and there's 4 weeks in a month. So if I'm taking 4 days off every month, I'm really not getting 4 days, 4 weeks out, 4 days home. I'm actually getting more. So maybe they were just letting me take advantage of it. Who knows? Company is going to be less stressful. When you take time off, you're just not going to make money because the truck's not moving. Where on the lease side, it's different. So that's, you got to think about the pros and the cons there. Stress level on the company side, you're not as stressed out as you are lease, because you don't have a lot of responsibilities. Now, do you make more money company or do you make more money on the lease side? You got to look at both. You got to look at it like this. If the truck's moving, you're making money. So on the company side, you want to run as many miles as you can. That's how you make your money. On the lease side, you're working for the revenue. So you're trying to get the most revenue per load you get. So the pay's different like that. Like company guys, we're trying to run as many miles as we can to get as many miles, cent per mile done. On the lease side, you're going to be running about the revenue. So if it's less miles but you get paid more money for the load, you definitely want that, because you're going to save in fuel, you're going to save in a lot of stuff like that. The company side, if the truck breaks down, you put it in the shop, you really don't have to worry about it. You don't have to pay for the cost to fix the truck. I mean, a lot of stuff is going to be covered under the warranty, but you don't have to worry about that. Company, one of the main things with company is the health insurance. So you can get the Prime's health insurance, and from what I understand, it's cheaper than what you have to find on the lease side. So there's some things on the lease side that you're going to have to be if you choose to go lease. You're going to have to be really have the mindset of working. So you're going to be your own boss. You're going to be able to take off like a week at a time, 2 weeks at a time. They're not going to come get the truck because you're paying the truck payment. So they're not worried about it. It's going to go on you. So if you take time off, make sure that you've saved up some money, because that truck, either you're going to pay that truck payment while you're taking home time, or you're going to go into the negative to get that truck back out. So it just depends how long it takes you to get that truck back out. Whenever that truck's not moving, it's not making revenue. There's a certain amount of revenue that you need to make per day to make that truck payment and then make you some money too. So you have to be really mindful that have a good work ethic. I guess you would say, because you have to be able to tell yourself, hey, I know I can take a week off or 2 weeks off, but I'm only taking this long off. So a lot of guys that go lease, they have problems with making themselves come back to work. Not all lease guys. There's a lot of lease guys that will stay out 2 months and then come home for 7 days, which that's fine. They make a lot of money. They put it into their emergency fund. They use that money to pay their truck payment for that week that they're off. Life's good. Lease, there's some more advantages of lease. You get more of an ability to reject a load. I wouldn't be rejecting every load. It's a lot of people get a they think of that wrong. They start thinking, oh, whoa, lease gets to take whatever load they want and gets whatever they want like that. You got to think about this. If you're gonna get a load, and if you don't like it, you can reject it. They're gonna give you another one. If you don't like it, you're gonna reject it. You're not moving till you get another load. So like, if you're rejecting loads, you might be sitting there for a while till they get another load in that area that you can take. So it's not like the lease guys are all like, well, I'm gonna go lease because I want to go where I want to go. I'm not gonna go to, we'll say that you want to go to California every week. That's all you want to run, Texas to California. The lease guy is not going to be able to do that necessarily. I mean, it would take a lot of rejecting loads and stuff like that. I mean, I really doubt it would even work like that. But, you know, I don't know. I haven't done lease, so I can't really speak on it. There's some good things about lease. You should be, a solo lease driver should make more than a solo company driver, as long as they got the good work ethics and they can keep themselves motivated to keep working. Then you'll make more than a solo company driver, because you can make more in the revenue. It also depends on the loads you get. If you get a lot of loads with good revenue versus getting loads that were decent, if you break down your revenue to a cent per mile, then you'll see that you're making more than a company guy there. But you also got to put your money back to the side for your taxes, and you're going to have to get your own insurance. So make sure that you take that into consideration too, that you're going to have to pay your own taxes, you're going to have to pay for your own insurance. And you're going to have that emergency fund, probably a tire fund, stuff set up to help you out whenever you need it. Whenever your truck goes into the shop, you're not making money, and you're just waiting for your truck to come back. If it's a warranty issue, I think you're good, because from my understanding is that they have something worked out with warranty where you'll get some type of pay while you're in the shop. A company guy's truck goes to the shop and he still gets paid while his truck's in the shop, because it's not his fault that he can't run. He can't help that his truck went to the shop. So there's a lot of stuff that you really need to investigate whenever you're choosing to go to lease or company. So from the time you get here to Prime, if you're taking the PSD program, you don't have to decide lease or company yet. You go on to TNT, you still don't have to decide lease or company yet. But when you upgrade to your truck, you're going to have to decide lease or company. And my best suggestion for new drivers out here that are coming to Prime for the first time, they're just getting their CDL, is don't jump straight into a lease. Because my thing is, if you're going to have a problem, then it's going to be within your first 6 months. So my suggestion is always, hey, let's go ahead and do 6 months of company, 6 to 9 months as a company driver. That way you make your first mistake, and also that way you can learn the ins and out of the business. You'll learn how to manage your clock, because it's going to be the first time you're going solo by yourself. So learn the clocks, learn how to manage your truck, learn how to get there on time. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you can learn on the company side that's going to make you more successful on the lease truck. That way when you jump onto the lease, all you should have to do is learn the business side of it. So you're not stressing out about, you know, hey, I'm not making my money. Am I going to make this load on time? Do I have enough hours on my clock? How would I manage my clock? You're putting a lot of stress on yourself if you jump right into it right off the bat. So definitely my suggestion, and this is just mine, is go company for like 6 to 9 months. You can jump into a lease at any time. So if you jump into a company truck and you start trying it out and you're all like, man, I want to go lease, you can go right to a lease truck. Like primes like this, if whatever you want to do, we'll pretty much let you do. Like if you want to go company, go company. If you want to go lease, go lease. Now if you jump straight into a lease truck and you're going into the hole and you keep on ending up negative and you're not making money, you might want to think about turning that truck in and going to the company side and learning a little bit of the company side before you jump back into a lease truck. Like, I would not want anybody to come out here and just be struggling just because they're like, I'm not going to turn in this lease truck because company drivers are below me. That's not true. I'm a company driver and I'm not below a lease driver. I don't feel like I am anyways, but so definitely do your research, and my biggest suggestion is go about 6 to 9 months company and then decide what you want to do, because we're always trying to better ourselves. At the 6 to 9 month mark, it's time to start thinking, how will I make more money? Is it by going lease and staying by myself? Do I want to start training? You know, any way to make more money. We're away from our home, we're away from our family, so why not make the most money we can? Alright, thanks for subscribing. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Ring the bell over there to get all my video notifications on my videos. Thanks for watching, and be safe out there, everybody. I'm out.